Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Corey again, giving you another update on Lock Token. Well, it's been a little while. It's been about 4 months since I last recorded a video, but I wanted to give you an update on the progress of what's been going on with Lock, and it's so far a pretty sweet journey here. So the last time we actually looked at this was in November, and the price of Ethereum was around 3,100 bucks, and Lock was at roughly $30 a token as well. There was about 100 and almost 160 lock tokens, excuse me, lock tokens in the liquidity pool at that point because it had just started out, and there was about 1.59 Ethereum, something like or 1.53, whatever it was, Ethereum in there as well. So not a lot. Total market cap was around like 4,000 bucks, somewhere in there. Since then, Ethereum has come down in price by about a third, and so has Lock. So Lock's pretty much maintained its price comparatively to the markets with all the buying and selling that's been going on. But the liquidity pool has significantly grown in 4 months, which is huge because it hasn't grown from investors or from anybody actually putting in additional tokens into the liquidity pool, adding Lock and ETH. The only way that it's been increasing has been from burning, from people buying tokens and burning them and adding them. Even with people selling their Lock tokens, it's still gone up because then that just puts more Lock tokens into it when you sell. So right now, yeah, we're at 29.74 Ethereum in there, just under 60,000 Lock, and $60,000 worth of ETH, and just under $60,000 worth of Lock in the liquidity pool. But the craziest part, one is the growth of it has just been amazing. But the other ridiculous thing is Lock's market cap. Okay, so this is the total amount of Lock in circulation that's available right now. This is the total value, $60,812. And of that, $59,700 is in liquidity. Okay, so that is nearly a 100%. It's like a 90. Look at it. It's 90. It's even tracked there. 98.17% of the supply. There we go. 98.17% of the current supply is in the liquidity pool. You're not going to find that anywhere else, especially in a decentralized token or project. Nowhere else. That is ridiculous. If we go down here, global stats. Yeah, so 3,000. So there is roughly 55 tokens that are not in the liquidity pool right now. Someone must have them in their wallet, wherever it is. But why is this huge? So if you're holding on to those tokens, if you're a trader, if you're trying to, trying to see where the market's headed in that, this is data that you see it, you recognize it, it's making easier trades this way. These are numbers that it's kind of crazy to think that most of the supply is there. I was looking at some of these other projects because Coin Market Cap actually does a pretty decent job as to showcasing these numbers, the percentage-wise. So right here, you got Bitcoin, 87,200 bucks. Here's the volume of market cap. Right here, indicator of liquidity. It only has 1.52% of its tokens in liquidity. That's it. Lock has 98.17. Okay. Now, granted, Lock tokens are generated by its users, so they can generate more. And right now, it's currently at 714 additional tokens every single month are being generated. Okay, so that's roughly $14,000 worth of liquidity, worth of tokens that can be generated every single month. That has the potential of removing it from supply. As this number continues to go up, this almost 3,000 Lock tokens, so right now it'll take 4 months to double that supply. After that, it'll take an additional 8 months to get there again, to double it again, to be able to take that out. So like every time you can, so let's just say this was 2,800 lock in here. If there was 4 months of production, that all of a sudden, like 2,800 tokens that all of a sudden were minted and sold onto the market, it would take double this, and it would also roughly divide this by 2. That's kind of how it works. It's like a 4x move one way or another. What that means that it would basically drop the price from $20 if this doubled and they took all this out. It'd go from $20 down to $5. Roughly, about $5. And that's how liquidity pools work. You add it in, you take it out. But that's not happening in this case. Why? Because of the burn token, or the burn mechanism that is incorporated in this. Every single time you burn, you are adding liquidity. Every time you buy tokens, so there's 2 different ways. I explained this in my last video. Every single time you buy lock tokens and burn them, you're basically adding ETH to the pool. Every time you mint your tokens and then you burn your tokens, the Ethereum in there is staying the same, but the lock is going up. So that's adding it to the pool. Every single time you buy tokens, you buy lock tokens in here, those tokens, the fees that are generated from that and that are going to the people that have liquidity in the pool, they're getting re-added into the pool. So the fees, every time you buy and you sell, those fees are also getting re-added to the pool, making every single transaction the pool stronger. Now, again, let me reiterate that the pool itself is in a permanently locked liquidity pool. No one has access to the pool. No one's going to be doing any rug pulls from this. It's rug pull. It's locked in. That's the whole premise behind lock token here, Liquidity. It's constantly building up. That is why over the past 4 months, this token has gone from $4,000 in liquidity to $60,000. So, roughly $8,000 all the way up to $120,000 in total liquidity. It's growing. It's constantly moving, and none of these other top projects. I have a bunch up here. None of these. Here's Polkadot, under 3%. Here's Sui. How much does Sui got? 16.82%. AVAX, 2.85%. Chainlink, 3.56%. Ethereum only has 5%. They got because they also have a lot locked up in other projects too. Tether, here you go. Tether is a stablecoin. Okay, 40%. Can you imagine when Lock actually it builds up its tokens, its liquidity pool, and it becomes a stable asset, and where the price will fluctuate eventually less than what Tether does. I mean, there have been moves, just so we can let's see some highs and lows here. Okay, so that's a 0.2% move from here. 0.2%. All the way up to here. Can you imagine when Lock builds enough? And it's going to take time. It's going to take a long time for it to do this. But to be where the actual range is going to be 0.001% or so, like super small. Like it'll be a stable asset. Now, again, it can move. It's supply and demand. That's the whole premise of this token. But with more liquidity comes greater price stability in it. So let's check this one out. XRP, it's 2.3%. BNB, 2.64% in liquidity. Solana's 4%. All right, now here's Ample. Yeah, Ample's only at 0.2%. Everything is nowhere near the 100% range. And this one has 98.17%. It is just ridiculous. I would not hold off on this project. This is going to be, it's just going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to expand And it's going to slowly, over time, people are going to recognize actually what's going on with this thing, and they're going to get involved. And again, the biggest thing about this is time is money. Okay, the longer you're in it, the more you're able to accumulate. Okay, because it's time based. You start now. Every single lock token you generate is going to take the same amount of time that somebody that starts in a year from now is going to take. So if you waited a year, you got a year advantage over somebody that starts later.